Okay, so there's going to be 2 videos tonight. So if you are watching this because you were in class today and you thought that you got to fast forward at the end, that is not the case. This entire video will be just on the slope formula. Once you see the slope formula, though, it is all going to make sense. We're going to use it to find the slope of a line. Okay, so remember that the slope is a rate of change. Today we were looking at sets of data where there were different rates of change and we were looking for a specific rate of change. But each time we calculate a slope, that is a rate of change, we were talking about the rise over the run. We can also refer to that as the change. Remember that Greek letter delta stands for change, the change in y over the change in x, which is also my change in my dependent variable over the change in my independent variable. So now we're going to have a formula to help us find the slope, and once you see this, it's going to be at your aha moment. Oh, of course, this makes sense. So here I've got m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, and my m, of course, is my slope. And let's look and see why that makes sense, why it's the difference of y's over the difference of x's. If I've got a line here and I've got a point 1, and a point, this is my point 1, this is my point 2. If I look at the difference in my y's going, so the difference of the y for point 2 is my rise, and the difference between my two x's from point 2 to point 1 is my run. That's the same as the slope that we've been learning, correct? So let's go ahead and apply this when we're just given 2 points. I've got the point 5, negative 3, and negative 1, 2. I'm just going to draw a little graph down here so we can quickly find them. This is going to be 5, negative 3, and I've got negative 1, positive 2. So if I consider this to be, I guess this is my point 2, and this is my point 1, since we had them in that order. So my slope is my y value for point 2, and my y value on point 2 is 2, minus my y value of the point 1, which is negative 3, and my change in x is, my x value for point 2 was negative 1, and my x value for point 1 is 5. So 5. So my slope is going to be a positive 5 over negative 6. So that makes sense. My line is pointing down from the upper left to lower right, so it should be a negative slope, and this is the slope of my line. Okay, so find the slope of the line that contains these points. So I'm just going to go ahead and use this as point 1 and point 2. I'm going to work this one for you. So I've got a change of y over my change in x, or okay, and you can find this. Okay, so I have a slope of 0. The important thing is to make sure that you identify which is point 1 and which is point 2, so that you've got all point 1s here and all point 2s here, or vice versa, but make sure you don't flip-flop them or you will not find the correct slope. So we also know how to find the slope from a graph. We did that before when we counted up for the rise or down and over for the run. We can also use a table. So what do we have? We had a set of ordered pairs. So we've got the point negative 2, 5, negative 1, 3, 0, 1. How many points does it take to make a line? Just 2, so I can pick any 2 of these to find my slope. I'm going to use this one as my 1 and as my 2. So I've got slope equals so if I had picked any other set of ordered pairs, I would have come up with the same -2. Okay, this graph shows the height of a plant over a period of days. Find the slope of the line, then tell what the slope represents. So, more importantly, I'm sure you know how to find the slope at this point. We could do rise over run. We can also take our 2 points and subtract them. So the more important thing to determine here is, what does that slope represent? What dependent over my independent variable? Well, my dependent variable tells me the height, and my independent variable is the time. So I notice that for every 1 centimeter, it takes 2 days. So in effect, in 2 days, I grow, or my plant grows 1 centimeter. That's what my slope is telling me. And that is a constant rate of change because I've got a straight line. So my plant is growing 1 centimeter every 2 days. So this was just an example of determining slope with my x and y intercepts. I know you know how to do this. I'm just going to go ahead and solve the answer for you. If you don't know how to do this, go back and watch the video from 2 days ago. There is a post-video quiz, and remember there's lots of IXL to be doing for Monday, and finish the bookwork from today if you have not done so. If you did not attend class today, please make sure to watch video number 2, which will be posted later.